Okay, we're back with another episode of the Lonely Stoner podcast. I'm Seth.
And I'm Evan.
Of course, we're pretty fresh off Canelo v Crawford on Netflix. One of the most viewed boxing fights ever is what they're saying. It was a 12-round decision, but we can go round by round, or sort of sections, early, middle, end of the fight, and talk about what happened. Of course, it was for all the belts at super middleweight, undisputed title fight. Terence Crawford was going for undisputed in his third weight division, going up 2 weight divisions from 154, where he was a world champion in his own right. So, what did you think of this fight?
It did quite shock me because I think when we spoke about the fight, I don't know, it might have been on a previous podcast or maybe in person or whatever. We thought like it would be quite a fairly handy victory for Canelo because if you looked at Crawford's resume, he hadn't fought anybody close to Canelo, close to his size, his thickness at that weight class as well. Pretty much like over 15 pounds heavier than Crawford's ever fought at because he fought Madrimov at 154, right? And then before that, he was at 147.
Yeah.
So going up a lot in weight to fight a guy in Canelo who's undisputed at super middleweight.
Yeah.
So before the fight, I think you as well and me definitely. I thought Canelo should have been quite a big favourite, but I think Crawford showed why a lot of people were sleeping on him because technically, obviously when it comes to levels, it's hard to judge the levels when somebody's... I mean, not that Crawford doesn't have good wins on his resume, but he doesn't have wins on his resume like Canelo has.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a win on his resume close to the level of Canelo, like I said.
Yeah.
So there were... let's not act like there weren't reasons why we picked Canelo.
Yeah,
of
course.
But maybe if we had done a bit more analysing of Canelo's more recent fights, we might have seen how Crawford could have had a much bigger chance in this fight.
Yeah.
But moving on to the actual fight itself, it was fairly elementary for Crawford. I mean, he was never in any real danger. Canelo wasn't throwing more than a 2 or 3 punch combination, and Crawford was using his feet really well to get in and out. Yeah. And he wasn't just running. At times, he was using his movement to get away from Canelo's pressure. Because Canelo wasn't cutting him off that well at all.
No.
Crawford was using his footwork, but Crawford was throwing combinations. And what I really liked as well, Canelo obviously really loves that lead hook to the body.
Yeah.
And Crawford definitely used that against him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times he'd block that and then come up with the same hand and land and then come back with a right hand, multiple combinations. So it was clear that Crawford had analysed Canelo and his game down to a T, and he pretty much used every part of Canelo's game against him. And I think, like you said in your side quest, really the scorecards were a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
Because I think I read that going into the 11th round, 2 of the judges had it drawn. So out of 10 rounds, they had it 5-5.
Yeah.
I don't think Canelo won 2 rounds, if that.
Yeah.
Maybe even 1.
So in my side quest, I said exactly that. I said that I'm again. You can go back to our previous content. I'm a guy who was picking Canelo in this fight. I was picking Canelo to win this fight, and I gave him up. Most 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But when you're saying he never really looked in danger, never really got out of second gear, that's Terence Crawford's whole career, bro.
Yeah, stopping guys that way as well.
The way we're talking about Terence Crawford after beating Canelo is like how he's just beating anyone.
Yeah.
But he's gone up 2 weight divisions to fight an undisputed guy, and he's just, like I said, never in trouble, never even out of second gear. Every round was pretty much just outboxing him. And like you said, Canelo's favourite punch, it basically became ineffective against Crawford because, one, he's a southpaw, and was able to counter so quickly, which I did say, if Crawford had a path to victory, it would be in those quick counters, which is what he had, because Canelo was never able to throw more than 1 or 2 punches at a time, and Crawford's too quick for that.
Way too quick.
He's too quick. He'll either stuff the shot like he was doing with the lead left hook, or you just are just out of range by the time you're ready to throw punches because he's countering so quickly. We saw it against Errol Spence, but doing it against an Errol Spence post-car crash isn't the same as doing it to Canelo.
Yeah, a Canelo who's undisputed at super middleweight.
Yeah.
Who's beaten all the guys he's beaten, has all the experience he has, and has only lost. His only 2 losses are to the arguable greatest of all time fighter, Floyd Mayweather, and a guy who was clearly way too big for him, Bivol.
Yeah.
But there is no real that's why he lost to Crawford. It's just Crawford is just better than him.
Yeah.
There is no he's bigger, it's Floyd and Canelo's like 22.
Yeah.
Like Canelo's like 2 years younger, 3 years younger than Crawford.
Yeah.
He's way bigger than him. He's undisputed at super middleweight, and Crawford's gone all the way up, met him at the weight class, and absolutely outscored him.
Yeah.
Just schooled him.
That's it. But obviously, even immediately after the fight, there's been talks about Crawford fighting Benavidez. But obviously, that fight's not going to happen because Benavidez is way too big for him. And this is the thing about Canelo. Canelo's not big for 168. He's not even big for 160.
Yeah, because it's not like
he's 5'8", 5'7".
It's not like Benavidez, who is naturally those weight classes. Like Canelo, I don't know what weight he started at.
154.
150. He started at 154, and now he's moved his way up. Fought at 175. Was he world champ at 175? Canelo
knocked out Kovalev, won a world title. G.
Exactly, done that. Come back down to 168 after losing to Bivol, and now is undisputed at that weight class.
Yeah.
So it's different, right? Because like that, him and Crawford are similar-ish size.
Yeah.
But before the fight, in my head, it was kind of Canelo is used to being at those weight classes. He's used to fighting way bigger guys.
Yeah.
And Crawford isn't. He's used to fighting guys his size or smaller.
Yeah.
But I think he really showed how prepared he was for this fight, Crawford. He was extremely prepared because he looked like he game planned perfectly for Canelo. And
that was it.
He, like I said to you, he looked like on fight night when Andre Bishop came out of pen, just mad bulked up. And it worked for him.
Yep.
Like he didn't gas. He wasn't tired at any point. He was able to move around as effectively as he's been able to move around his entire career.
Yeah.
And really, like, it was one of the easier victories I've seen Crawford have.
But this is the thing. This is Crawford's entire career, G.
Yeah.
Like,
no one's really gave him any real trouble.
Like, I'm seeing him fight against Errol Spence, who, he's post-car crash, definitely. He still was an undefeated unified world champion. Right? He was still, and he had fights post-car, actually, I don't know, I don't want to say he had fights post-car crash, I can't remember. But he was still undeniably one of the top guys at welterweight. And Crawford just bangs him out in 9 rounds. You're thinking,
made him look easy.
It's just easy, bro.
Yeah. And what I really like about Crawford, what he's able to do, he's able to use fighters' own best weapons against them.
Easily, bro.
Like even with Errol Spence loved them body shots as well.
Bro.
And he was able to use that against him.
Bro, he used Errol's body shots against him. He used Sean Porter's aggression against himself. Because in that fight, Sean Porter was being so aggressive, but every time he's coming in, he's leaving himself open. Crawford's just countering him. And then Sean Porter's getting angry with himself, thinking why am I getting caught with these punches? And his head's gone.
And it was a similar thing with Canelo as well.
Yeah,
you could see he was getting caught and he was visibly frustrated.
Yeah.
He was visibly
especially later on in the fight, you can tell he was getting pissed.
He was and a lot of the time, a lot of people are showing that clip where Crawford slips the straight, lands the left, and then Canelo's face just goes the other way. The punch didn't do that to him, but that was just overreaction from Canelo because he's pissed and he's getting upset.
Yeah.
And once you see that from somebody, you know they're not coming back. That's it. Once you mentally capitulate like that, which we've seen Canelo show that in fights before.
You know, the last time I saw that from him was against Bivol.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it was a time, I think Bivol, he's coming in and out. He comes in and then they are in the clinch and Canelo picks him up because he's frustrated, innit?
Yeah.
But that's what Canelo's in his head, what he thinks he's doing. He's he's showing, you might be outboxing me, but I'm stronger than you. That doesn't mean nothing.
That doesn't mean anything. This is a boxing fight.
Exactly. So it's exactly same thing there with Crawford. When that happened. Exactly the same.
Wildly impressive victory for Crawford.
A
lot of people I see are saying, Canelo's washed. Canelo's not what he used to be. Canelo's got old. Yeah. He's had too many fights. He's been handled by this person. For me, I'm not looking at much as Canelo's not what we thought he was. I'm looking at Crawford and thinking he's way more than what people thought he was.
For real, bro.
Crawford, I'm not sure if there's anybody at 168 that will beat him. Because if he's doing that to Canelo, unless somebody just catches him and knocks him out and has disgusting power.
I believe there are guys that David Benavidez isn't at 168 anymore.
If he was,
a guy like him, but you've got a guy like Hamza Shiraz who he's all of 6'1", 6'2" himself, who just beat the brakes off of Belanga.
Yeah.
Belanga went the distance with Canelo. Hamza Shiraz got Belanga out in then 4 rounds?
That was in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, okay, could you take them type of shots from a guy like Hamza Shiraz, who was a very big puncher at 160, who's now moved up to 168 and just knocked out Belanga? Could you take those types of shots? But ultimately, to even land cleanly on Crawford is so difficult, which is weird because he's not got the type of flashy defense like a Floyd had, right? Even like a Canelo had way back when, right? But he's just mastered the fundamentals. He's just
extremely textbook, extremely simple.
Just everything, the basics just done perfectly.
Yeah.
And by southpaw as well. It's very difficult.
That might be why people did really underestimate Crawford, not only because of the size, but because he doesn't really have any like defining X factor about him. He's just very good at boxing. Like there's not like Canelo where he has certain signature punches and he has the size and this sort of power, or like a Benavidez where he's able to throw crazy combinations on the front foot, back foot, whatever. Like Crawford doesn't necessarily do any one thing like super 10 out of 10 to a perfect level. Yeah. He's just very, very, very good at everything. And that's why he's pretty much been able to stop most of the guys he's fought and made Canelo look like he was not on his level.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I could go on forever praising Crawford because it was so impressive what he was able to do to him. And you might say in hindsight that the way Canelo fights is a bit predictable, but it's easy to say that after the fight.
Of course, it's easy to say that after the fight. It's easy to say that after the fight, especially when you now know Crawford can take the power.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know he can't take the power, it doesn't really matter because Canelo only needed to land a couple clean punches in theory. Obviously, he sort of landed some of the clean punches and Crawford was unaffected once the fight happened. But yeah, you can't have hindsight 2020.
Exactly. You can't say something after the fight that, we should have known that because nobody was saying that before. So.
No.
But like so wildly impressive from Crawford. Like I really hope he carries on fighting because that's one of the most impressive performances. I bet like it's probably that and Usyk Dubois too. Like in terms of the most sort of impressive performances I've seen from somebody.
Yeah.
Just you watch that fight and you go, this guy is the best right now.
Yeah. And they are.
They are the best. You can only give praise to Crawford. You know, say what you want about Canelo. He does have holes. He does have predictability, but why didn't anyone else use that against him?
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So, no, I could like I said, I could go on forever. He's just so great.
No, definitely, I agree.
Canelo is still amazing as well. By the way, like, that doesn't make Canelo shit.
No, not at all. Not to me, but I know there'll be some people that do think he is now. I don't know what's next for either guy, to be honest, because, to be honest, both guys could retire after this, for being honest. It feels like Canelo seemed like he was talking more about retirement than carrying on, because he was talking about his body not doing the same things as what they used to be able to.
He's had a lot of fights as well.
When a guy starts talking like that, he's on the way out.
Mentally, right? You can see mentally as well, he's on the way out.
And this is the thing, I wouldn't want to see Canelo, if he's mentally on the way out, I wouldn't want to see Canelo fight a Hamza Shiraz, a David Benavidez, because
you see him lose to guys that maybe he shouldn't lose to.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's not fully invested.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's had so many fights. I mean, he's been fighting for nearly 20 years professionally. Yeah. Like, how long? Like, people might say, he's only 34.
Yeah.
But he's been fighting for nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
So there's only really so far you can go.
Yeah.
And even then, like you said, like, who else is there really left for him to fight now?
No, really, it's just those two. I mean, the thing is, it depends, because Canelo can always be, because he's such a big star, he can always be only 1 or 2 fights away from a world title fight.
Yeah, of course.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Canelo could go up to 175, go back up to lightweight, beat Callum Smith for the interim belt, and then rematch Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight title.
Like, he definitely, he's such a big star.
That could happen quite easily, G.
That fight will definitely sell.
He could easily do that. And then you're thinking, wow, does Canelo at this point in his career, if he's mentally checking out, does he need to be rematching Bivol? Like, could this be even worse than the first?
A guy who already frustrated him in that fight and outsized him, out-movemented him, outboxed him.
And now you're going to be older fighting a guy like this.
Yeah, he coming off a loss against Crawford as well, which was, like, I would probably argue, not necessarily the worst, like, it is the worst loss of his career because there's no, like, built-in excuse.
No.
The fact of it is that Crawford is just better than him.
Yeah.
There's no built-in excuse, so that's why it kind of is his worst loss.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's really going to be the same after this. Not because he's broken down physically, but mentally you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it. He's not going to be able to, like, even though he did seem to take the loss quite well.
Yeah.
He does seem like quite a professional guy.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like, his body language that he's thinking about, hanging him up. Maybe he should.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he should, because, again, a guy like Canelo, he was financially free from boxing years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Probably in his early to mid-20s, he was financially free.
Yeah.
And he's been having some of the biggest fights in boxing for the last 10 years.
Easily, bro. Like these stadiums that he fought Crawford in, he's been doing stadiums, shit.
Yeah.
He's been
one of the biggest names in boxing for over a decade.
Yeah. So when you're at that point and you've now sort of come to a point where you've lost not everything, but you've lost all your belts, right?
Yeah, he was undisputed champion. He lost all the belts.
Like, are you a guy do you feel like he's got enough left in the tank to go on another run? And like I said, maybe got back up to 175, get that rematch with Bivol. Low-key, a few years ago, there was talks about him going up to cruiserweight.
That would be ridiculous.
But this was at the time, right, when he was world champion at 175.
Yeah. So that's why if he's knocking out Kovalev,
you're thinking, rah, could my man go up another weight class? At that point, I'm like, yeah, bro, you gotta go. Like, chill. Like,
yeah. Man had not fought Bivol. He's gone up to cruiserweight and won a world title there. Yeah. Like, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. What? Going from 154 to 200 pounds.
Yeah. But there was talk at the time that he was, like, sparring cruiserweights in his, like, training camps and been beating them up. But I don't know if they're world level.
I can understand why this talk happened, though, because you got to think that's before he lost to Bivol.
Yeah.
So he's on this absolutely unbelievable streak after fighting Floyd.
Yeah.
So, no. Like, we could probably talk about this forever because there's just so much. But let's say, what should we think is next for Crawford? Defense of his undisputed 168 title?
So, Crawford said he's not going back down to 154.
I wouldn't have thought so either.
In which case, the guy who's next in line at super middleweight is Hamza Shiraz.
That'll be a good fight.
There's not really anyone else, really, because Charlo's just come back, to be fair. Charlo's undefeated. So there is a shout for him. But he's not really fought anyone. Since he's come back, he's not really fought anyone good. He needs to fight another top contender. Maybe he needs to fight a Belanga. Maybe a Resendez who just beat Caleb Plant. He needs to fight one of those guys. And then he's in line for a title fight against Crawford. But immediately I would say Hamza Shiraz, because the plan would have been, if Canelo won this, he would be fighting Shiraz next. So Shiraz is next in line.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. And, you know, I think I told you Turkey tweeted out, can David Benavidez still make 168? Which is kind of crazy to be asking that question, because Benavidez versus Crawford would be a wild fight. Like, I wouldn't want to underestimate Crawford again and pick against him, but at the same time, like, it's hard to not pick Benavidez. He's just such a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Like, well, we said that Crawford never fought anyone like Canelo, but he's like genuinely, like, because he fought Canelo, right? Canelo had fought at weight classes in which Crawford had fought at before, so there's an overlap.
Yeah.
But until Crawford fought 168, him and Benavidez had never had a mutual weight class.
No.
So it's like a totally, and David Benavidez is all of what, 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3", yeah.
So extremely active in this combination as well. He's not going to give Crawford the time to really analyse him and slipping this and blocking this counter in. Like, Benavidez is there, throwing with insane speed as well. I would argue he's faster than Canelo. I think he's faster than Canelo.
Yeah,
he's probably more powerful than Canelo as well.
Yeah.
And way more active than Canelo in the fight.
Yeah, so, definitely.
I'm not going to say Crawford has no chance, but if Crawford goes up to 175 and fights Benavidez,
that's crazy.
Then I have to pick Benavidez.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a point where you're seeing Benavidez bully 175ers.
Yeah,
like that. He's winning. He's gone up to 175 and winning fights on his physicality,
which is crazy to me.
So seeing Crawford fight him would be wild. Of course, another option would be Crawford going down to 160 and fighting at middleweight, and maybe against an Erislandy Lara, maybe against a Carlos Adames.
Claim a title in another weight class that he hasn't.
The thing is, though, those fights have a lot more potential to be trickier for him than a Canelo fight. Which sounds kind of crazy on paper, but Erislandy Lara is a guy who's got tons of experience, a southpaw in its own right, moves a lot more than Canelo moves, right? The Canelo fight for Crawford, fundamentally, when you see the way Crawford was boxing the first couple rounds, I was like, yeah, this is going to be an easy fight for Crawford.
Yeah.
Once you see the way every time, and Canelo makes no adjustments throughout the fight.
No, he fights the same way.
Which was really one of the things that did surprise me, because Canelo, he's capable of doing it. He's been world champion at this level for a long time, right? He's able to mix it up. We saw it against the Kovalev fight, where Kovalev was outboxing him, but it got to a point, I think in the 10th round or 11th round, where Canelo landed the punch. He found the opening and landed the punch that put Kovalev away. I was hoping that Canelo would be able to make those adjustments, where every single time Crawford has his foot on the outside, he's a southpaw, hits him, gets out of there. No adjustments was made by Canelo when that was happening. And then, of course, it's going to be an easy fight for Crawford at that point, because that's his bread and butter. As a southpaw, that's his bread and butter, right?
Of course.
So when you see that, it's going to be an easy fight. Whereas a guy like Lara's a southpaw too now. Lara's a lot more of a slick boxer in terms of he's going to throw more combinations as well. He's going to force the point, but he's not going to be as predictable offensively as Canelo was in that fight. Adames as well, another tricky customer, a guy who took Shiraz to a draw at middleweight in a fight that he got robbed against. He should have won that fight. This was the fight in Saudi where Turkey was telling Shiraz you're 2 rounds down between rounds.
That's crazy.
It's mad.
No, that's crazy,
it's
man.
Mad, right? And I think Shiraz had gotten injured in that fight. But Carlos Adames won that fight, in my opinion. Right? So a guy who I believe is still the WBC champion at middleweight. So those are some options there. I'm not sure if Laurie holds a title 160, Lara. I can't remember if he does. But Adames does. So there's options there at 162. Doesn't have to necessarily even stay at 168.
And you got to think, right, after that win, Crawford has got to be now a big enough name to sort of carry a main event like that. Because obviously the casual fan isn't going to know who those guys are.
You'd
but
think
now
so.
The casual fan surely must know who Crawford is, if they didn't already.
I hope so. But to be honest, I thought this about after he beat Errol Spence Jr., but it wasn't really the case. But Canelo's a bigger star.
Yeah. And like you said, it was on Netflix. It was one of the most viewed boxing fights in boxing history.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Absolutely huge fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't really think there's much more to say about it, to be fair.
But people were saying, I'd be curious to know what you think of this. After watching that fight once, they're saying they never need to watch that fight again.
No, you don't, because it really wasn't that competitive.
No.
Like, some of the rounds were a bit competitive,
No.
but the fight in general was not competitive. Like, you don't even have to really be actively scoring that fight to watch the fight and go, well, yeah, Crawford won fairly handily.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch it a second time, especially because there were no, like you said, there were no adjustments made by Canelo. Crawford was able to use his own weapons against him. I don't think it's a fight you have to rewatch really to get the full understanding from it. But I think you know the way Canelo fights. He fought the way he done. He made no adjustments.
Yeah.
Crawford just superb technically, block counters, slipping shots, using Canelo's signature tools against them.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Definitely. Of course, we had UFC Mexico.
Yep, Diego Lopes versus Jean Silva.
Yep.
Ended in the second round, but was an absolute barn burner.
Yeah.
So in the first round, we had about a minute or so of competitive striking. Jean Silva clearly was not wanting this to go 5 rounds. And to be fair, neither of them really fight the way that they want it to go to a 5-round decision.
Yeah.
But then Jean Silva threw a really predictable spinning kick, showed his back to Lopes, and Lopes grabbed his back, threw him to the ground, and almost finished him a couple of times in top mount with dirty elbows from the top, in which you saw he cut him open and bruised him up really badly. And then they got back up and it was fairly competitive on the feet again. Second round, so it was first round to Diego Lopes easily. He did tons and tons of damage on the ground. That's the grappling I love to see.
Yeah.
He chucked him to the floor, bullied him to the floor, got top mount, and was trying to finish him there and then. Dirty elbows from top mount.
Yeah.
Like, bruised him up badly. Then we go to the second round. Jean Silva looked like he had Diego Lopes in real trouble. He was landing some really nice right hands. He was attempting that spinning elbow a couple of times and he came really close. And as he was pressuring Diego Lopes up against the cage, it looked like he had Lopes rocked and was looking for the finish. And then Lopes just comes out with a spinning back elbow, clips the top of his head. Silva goes down, ground and pound, fight's over. Yeah. Really, really exciting fight. But man, the fighting nerds lost all their aura. And when this fight was announced, I picked Lopes. Okay. And before the fight was happening, I still had Lopes as my pick.
Yeah.
Because I just thought he'd be too big, it'd be a bit too much too soon. To be fair, I didn't think Jean Silva would look as good as he did. Because even though he got finished in the second round, he still looked good. Like, I think he'll give a lot of guys hard fights in featherweight. Yeah. However, grappling wise, if he fights Aljo, he'll lose. If he fights Movsar, he'll lose. Yeah. Maybe not Brian Ortega, because Brian Ortega is there to be hit and he doesn't really shoot takedowns. Yeah. So he'd probably beat a guy like Brian Ortega. But yeah, if he fights like a Movsar or an Aljo, like, Jean Silva will lose to them. Yeah. He just doesn't seem that great as a grappler. Yeah. Similar to kind of all the fighting nerds. They don't really seem to be that good on the ground. Yeah. Obviously, you have Carlos Prates, who's like exclusively a striker. Yep. You have Baralho, who mixes it in a bit, but he's like 75% a striker. Yeah, he is. Yeah. You have Mauricio Huffy, who we saw from his last fight. He is 100% striker. Yep. And then, who's the other one?
Gene Silva.
Gene Silva, who, although Diego Lopes is a very, very good grappler, got bullied on the ground by Diego Lopes. So these guys, they seem to be if you put him against strikers, they'll have a good chance. But if you put him against anyone who's half decent at grappling, they're going to get smushed. Pretty much the way Huffy got smushed.
Yeah. And those guys at featherweight, like I said, Movzar and Aljo, they are very good grapplers. So that's what they're going to do to Gene Silva if they get matched up against him. Maybe he'll fight your boy Aaron Pico next.
Maybe. But Aaron Pico's on a fat medical suspension.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like I think they said he's back. His medical suspension ends like February 2026.
Damn.
They gave him a fat medical suspension. He got knocked out dirty.
Yeah, he did still.
Really badly.
Yeah. I mean, that's good then, that they put him on a long medical suspension. Okay, so maybe not then. I mean, Gene Silva got a mad knockout, to be fair, but his fight was in Mexico. I don't know what the commission's like then.
Yeah, and it's not like he didn't. He took a lot of bad damage on his face, but it's not like he was out stiff as a board.
Yeah.
He got rocked really badly.
Yeah.
Got finished with ground and pound, but as soon as the ref called it off, Gene Silva popped back up, and he was clearly hurt, but it wasn't like out cold. So I wouldn't have thought. It's in Mexico, so it might be a little bit different, but I wouldn't have thought he'd get such a huge suspension. But like, who do I want to see Lopez fight next?
Yeah.
You know what? Him versus Aljo would be a good fight.
Yeah.
But although Aljo seems to believe he's in line for a title shot.
Yeah.
Because he's a former champ at 135, I don't believe in that. You're in a whole new weight class. You reset, in my opinion. Like, although it's a good. Like, you'd think if it was adding to your name value, then yeah. But Aljamain Sterling is not a big name.
No, that's why. But
like, if you were a huge name guy, come from 135, even though he's arguably the 135-pound GOAT in the UFC, arguably, he had like 3 title defenses.
Yeah. Because what I would say is, if Sean O'Malley moved up, he wouldn't be doing what Aljo has to do for a title shot.
No, definitely not.
Do you know what I mean? That's
He'll probably win one fight against someone who's cherry-picked for him.
But they're both former champions, but one of them can skip the queue, one of them can't. Because of
who they are.
Yeah.
Which is like, this is why I am slowly like more and more falling out of love with the UFC, because it just seems to be cherry-picked matchups.
For certain guys.
Like it's like 2-tier matchmaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just the guys that you rate, you're going to give good fights, and the guys that you don't rate, you're not going to give good fights. Yeah. Like, the guy like Aljo potentially does deserve a title shot at 145. I personally wouldn't give it to him over Lerone Murphy.
Yeah.
Even though, like, if you look at that, like, Lerone Murphy last beat a guy who made his UFC debut. Aljamain Sterling last beat a guy who's a multiple-time title contender at 145 and perennial top 5 contender at 145. Yeah. In Brian Ortega. Yeah. So if you look at their last wins, then Aljo probably does deserve it. Yeah. But the way it sort of went, Lerone won before, Volk called him out, said, you're next. Yeah. It pretty much seems like that's next. Yeah. Aljo could sit out, but then you risk Movsar potentially fighting again and getting a win and jumping the queue. So for me...
Yeah, but Movsar, he keeps pulling out, but the UFC ain't going to rate him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Movsar. He needs to fight someone, probably.
Yeah.
But if he does go and fight someone, and Aljo just sits out, and then Movsar goes and wins...
Yeah, but still... I think the UFC would prefer to give Aljo a title shot over Movsar, though.
Yeah, they'll do what they want at the end.
Yeah, of course, no doubt.
It gets to the point, if somebody is the number 1 ranked contender in the division, and they're winning... Yeah. What really can you do?
Yeah, and if the champion's willing to fight them as well.
Exactly, like literally, Volk said he'll fight anyone. Just send him the contract and he'll sign it. Yeah. That's why I rate Volk so much. This is why I picked Volk against Lopez when nobody did. Yeah, and this is why I'll pick Volk against Lerone Murphy, because Volk is that good. Yeah. Even if his chin has fallen off, even if he's old, he's still that fucking good. Yeah, I rate Volk highly. If anything, I rate him more after his knockout losses than I did before.
I hear it.
Because the way he's able to come back and present himself.
Not many guys could have.
At his age, at those weight classes as well.
A lot of guys would have been done for, G.
Really impressive. But next fight, Diego Lopez I think he should fight Aljo. Because then that's like a clear number 1 contender fight, if you ask me.
What if he rematches Movsar?
What, Diego Lopez? Yeah. That could happen, but I think they were meant to fight. Yeah. They were meant to rematch a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
And
but that's the thing, you can't even book Movsar against no one because he might just put out.
In my opinion, that probably, because Diego Lopez shouldn't be getting a title shot off 1 win.
No.
Even if it is an amazing win as it is. Yeah. Even a guy like John Silva, his best win is Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, literally. Who's now a bantamweight.
Yeah, literally.
So what? Yeah. Oh, I beat John Silva, now I get a title shot. No. And Diego Lopez isn't the type of guy to sit out and wait for a title shot as well. Yeah. You offer him a fight.
Why don't these man fight Yair, bro? I'm forgetting about Yair.
Yair's a bitch, man.
Bro, what do you call him?
Goulon.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Goulon.
Yeah, they should fight.
Because everyone was expecting that to be the fight on this card.
Yeah, that fight can still happen, though.
But apparently, because Volk isn't officially booked yet,
Yeah.
Yair still thinks he's going to get a title shot.
Okay, so then, that's fine. Book Volk v. Lerone, and then Yair knows he's not getting a title shot.
I don't even want to see Yair fight, to be honest. I have no interest in watching him fight.
Nah,
but he'll lose. He will lose to anyone half decent.
But Yair's got an interesting style, and not many guys fight like Yair.
And you know what it is like?
If he fights,
let's say he fought Volk here.
Yeah.
Well, he could catch Volk with a dirty kick and finish him.
Yeah.
But then he'll lose to whoever he fights next. He'll be one of the worst champions in UFC history.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah, but
like he can catch anyone. I get it, and that's why it will be a good fight. But the way Volk already dealt with him before.
Yeah.
And what you're going to give man a title shot off a 1-win streak against Pitbull?
Yeah, no, I don't think he should get. No, I don't think he should fight Volk.
If Yair went and beat an Aljo or Diego Lopez, I'd say yeah, all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you've beat somebody who probably would have got a title shot if they'd won.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
But Yair definitely shouldn't get a title shot. He needs to fight someone.
No, they do Volk v. Lerone, then Lopez v. Yair.
Yeah, that's a fight we need to see after that.
Facts.
That sort of exchange at the press coulon. And you just my favorite part. You just hear the guy who asking the question go, "Oh, ooh."
Oh man, it's jokes because they both bear stand up. Like they just got having a Mexican standoff, innit? Like,
yeah, it's quite a joke because I think obviously Yair's Mexican, but Diego Lopez, I think he trains in Mexico.
Yeah.
His team's Mexican.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's official or not, but he's meant to be going out of Alexi Rasso.
Oh man, okay, fair enough.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the rumor because he's in her corner in that when she fights.
Okay, well, Diego Lopez is Mexican, like Diego Costa was Spanish.
Yeah,
no, like he was
Brazilian.
Like he was Brazilian. Yeah.
Like he switched it up, innit? But no, Diego Lopez, I guess he represents Brazil. It was Brazil versus Brazil, innit?
Yeah.
But
now, does Lopez represent? Oh, no, he does. He does.
No, he represents Brazil.
He does, yeah.
But no, that was a great fight. I don't think any other fight on the card was really worth talking about, to be fair.
No, I can't remember what the card was really like. Still, other than the main event,
I'll pull it up quickly. I don't. Oh yeah, that little Mexican cleaner, David Martinez, beat Rob Font. Okay. This was mad because at the end of the fight, I think the crowd was so loud because basically David Martinez had almost finished him.
Yeah.
At the end of the last round, like literally dying seconds. The crowd was so loud, the ref did not hear the horn. So for about 5 seconds after the horn went off, my man is still punching Rob Font in his head. Oh, like 5 seconds after the fight has ended.
Mad.
After it's gone to 0 on round 3.
Yeah.
He's still punching him up because the crowd was so loud, the ref couldn't even hear it.
Crazy.
Then you had your boy Kelvin Gastelum win.
Facts.
Even though he missed weight by like 6 pounds. And middleweight, cut this motherfucker. What is the motherfucker still doing in the UFC?
That's mad.
This guy's horrible.
A length record as well.
This guy is horrible, man. Get this guy out of here.
How is he not in the PFL or something, man?
Genuinely. This guy is just... I can't remember when he fought Johnny Hendricks and that, like... What's Johnny Hendricks like a Fed now?
Yeah, he's a body cam off officer.
Yeah, turn the body cam off.
That's cool. We go ready or not mode, body cam off mode, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. But I think we've got another UFC card this weekend, the Sydney one.
Okay.
What is that, Olberg? I think Olberg versus Reyes.
Oh, Reyes, yeah.
That's a very good fight, actually.
Yeah.
How do I find it? I just keep doing this. Yeah, that's a very good fight, though. I think that's the main event. Yeah, this is going to be long.
Oh.
We'll get there in the end.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
That's obviously I want Reyes to win.
Yeah,
really do want Reyes.
I made a vid when this fight got announced, saying I want Reyes to win, but there we are. Yeah,
UFC Fight Night, Olberg versus Reyes. The rest of the card is shite.
Yeah,
I think this might be on a half decent time for us in the UK.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Main event's probably the only one worth talking about, though.
Yeah.
Carlos Olberg versus Dominic Reyes.
Oh, this is next weekend.
Probably some title implications in this. I think that this is probably a number one contender fight at light heavyweight. Olberg just beat Jan.
Yeah, he did.
And Reyes is on a 3 or 4 fight knockout streak.
Something like that, yeah.
So, in fact, let's have a quick look at their most recent wins.
Yeah, 3
fight knockout streak. Dustin Jacoby, who's on quite a decent run himself. Anthony Smith is what he is.
Yeah.
Nikita Krylov, which is I picked against Reyes in that fight. He knocked him out badly in the first round. This is a fight where I think that Reyes has a very good chance in this because I've seen Oldberg get chinned before in the UFC.
Okay.
Got chinned really badly by a guy called Kennedy Nzechukwu.
Okay.
Who sort of had him up against the cage, landed a really big shot on his chin and put him out cold.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I'm going to pick Reyes in this because Oldberg's fight against Yan, I think if he fights like that against Reyes, because Yan is way more patient. He doesn't put it on guys and try and finish them.
No.
And he tries to also mix in the wrestling a little bit more, which he wasn't able to be successful with. But yeah, I'm going to pick Reyes in this one because I think Reyes is going to be able to put it on him with volume. I think he's going to be able to land some big left hands and hurt him and put him down and finish him. I don't think he'll put him out cold like he able to put out a couple of he was able to put out Krylov.
Yeah.
Or like how Oldberg got put out before, but I think this should be a really interesting fight. And as long as Reyes fights his fight, I think he'll be alright. If he comes into this and tries to be more patient and try to play a more technical game, then I think he will lose. But I think in MMA, you kind of have to rely on people to fight the way that they fight.
Of course.
And not really change their game plan for whoever they're fighting. You kind of have to rely on that in MMA.
You do, yeah. Especially these types of guys. I think Oldberg's potentially got the power to stop a guy like Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes has been stopped before.
Yeah.
But seeing his performance against Yan, I wasn't really convinced. And Reyes, like you said, should cause more problems than Yan should at this point in his career. Of course, it's Reyes coming off a 3-fight knockout streak. He's got power, he's got speed at this weight class as well, and he's got height and reach. I don't know if he's got the height and reach against Oldberg, but generally he's got reach to land on you and cause those problems when landing those big shots. Like I said, 6'4" there. How tall's Reyes?
They both got the same height and reach.
Yeah.
6'4", 77.
So they're both big guys. So they're going to be trading in the same sort of range if they've literally got the same dimensions. Which could lead this fight to be a bit of a firefight, to be honest.
I could definitely see that. 5 rounds as well.
Because these are just two big guys who are strikers. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Reyes is more boxing heavy. Oldberg will work the kicks a bit more. So it really depends on who's more effective at implementing their game plan. My heart wants to say Reyes. Part of my mind wants to go with the higher ranked guy in Oldberg, who's beaten the high level of opponent more recently. Like beating Yan is better than any of the 3 guys that Reyes just beat.
Way better.
So my mind wants to go with Oldberg, but my original prediction was for Reyes to win this, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, and when I saw this fight got announced, I really wasn't sure, but more thinking about their styles and the way they fight. I mean, Oldberg is going to be a way more patient fighter than Reyes. But I think Reyes will be able to, like you said, because they got similar dimensions and it's a 5-round fight and they're both strikers, I think Reyes is going to be able to draw a bit of a war out of them, which means that really either of them could chin each other in this fight, I think. They could catch each other and either of them could get chinned. Yeah. It is like heavyweight as well, where these guys are big dudes. They have a lot of power.
They're 6'4", yeah, bro. These guys
6'4", long reach. Yeah. They like to catch guys. Both of them like to catch guys on the end of their shots as well, which obviously increases the effectiveness. But
yeah,
I think it should be a good fight regardless, because Oldberg can fight patiently, but I've also seen him get into scraps. And Reyes, most of his fights are scrappy.
Yeah.
And I think if he's constantly moving forward, like he does, and he's trying to, he's southpaw as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really interesting and entertaining fight. But I'm going to go with Reyes on that one because, man, Reyes comeback season, isn't it?
For real.
And we just need him to beat Ankalaev, because I do think Ankalaev will beat Pereira in the rematch. But we'll probably make a pod closer to that card.
Yeah.
And break it down, because if we just have a quick look at it now, this is October 4th, so it's a few weeks away. But that's also got Morab, Corey. Yeah, this is a nice card.
It's a good card still. Don't get it twisted.
It's a nice card. We'll probably break this down. You got your boy Patchy Mix on there.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, this is not a bad card. You'll probably get a couple more fights added to this.
Yeah.
On short notice, but yeah, no, I'm going with Reyes in this one, man.
Yeah, same. Got Reyes too.
And then if Reyes loses, we just need to violate the shit out of him and say that
facts.
He's shit in it and he's a retard, like MMA Guru does.
Facts. Yeah. No, good thing I didn't put any money on Canelo though.
Yeah, because maybe after the fight you would have been.
Yeah. For real.
Like moving like MMA Guru.
Yeah, because the thumbnail wouldn't have been like so tame. It wasn't that tame. We just said I was wrong in it. But instead it would have said like fuck Canelo. Yeah,
no, I've had money on Canelo. If I was to bet, I would have definitely put money on Canelo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're here now. You just have to firm it.
Got to, bro. Got to.
Shit happens.
No, it really does. Talk about your guy Inoue.
Oh yeah, no, I watched that fight live. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was on at a really good time, like lunchtime Sunday.
Mm.
Yeah, really, really impressive. I can't remember the guy's name. It was like Mordron.
Yeah, MJ
Akhmadov.
Akhmadaliev, who was a world title challenger at super bantamweight. A very good resume in terms of like the guys at his weight division. Was definitely, other than Nakatani, then definitely guy next in line to fight in a way. So it's not like when you see a lot of these guys nowadays, and they've got these sort of accomplishments as becoming undisputed. Naoya Inoue is not just undisputed; he's cleaning out weight divisions as well.
Yeah,
like
he's beating anyone worth beating.
Back-to-back number one contenders, right? Not cherry picking who stylistically would be good fights for him. No, he's fighting world champions to take their belts, defending undisputed world championships at his weight divisions at bantamweight and super bantamweight. MJ was no bum at all. He came to that fight to win. You could tell because even rounds he's losing, he's still throwing big shots and landing clean on the Inoue, making him know that he's still here and he's still in this fight. But no, Inoue just had way too much for him. The speed, the feints, the footwork, the combinations, the power, everything. Now Inoue had pretty much every advantage there. Inoue, despite him being as fast as he is, you can still catch him. And he's been caught in multiple fights. Akhmadaliev was able to catch him at times, snap his head back a bit. But again, like I was saying about the when we was in the review of Boxmania 13, it's about control. I know when they might get hit, you might even snap his head back, but are you in control? No, Naoya is always in control. And that's how he remains to win all these rounds, win by knockout in a lot of these occasions. Of course, these last two fights have been by decision, but Inoue was miles ahead of Akhmadaliev in my opinion, and pretty much dominated him. Like I said, ultimately, Inoue makes another defense of his undisputed super bantamweight championship and goes on to bigger and better things. But what did you think of the fight?
Mostly agree with what you said. Pretty much agree with everything you said. I think it becomes more clear as the fight goes on as well, because the earlier rounds are more competitive.
Yeah.
You can see they're not being as active. Inoue's figuring him out, and he's downloading his data, and Akhmadaliev is being slightly more aggressive than Inoue. Yeah. But those earlier rounds are more decided by one or two shots. But then as the fight goes on, you see Inoue growing in confidence, throwing more combination punches, and making Akhmadaliev miss way more. Yeah. And this only increased further as the fight went on. Yeah. Because you're thinking as the round goes on, he's throwing more, he's landing more, and it's clear that he's frustrating Akhmadaliev and making him miss as well. Yeah. And you even think in that 11th and 12th round, you think, he might drop him here. Mm-hmm. If it was if they were fighting 15 rounds like back in the day, he probably would have dropped him in one of those rounds. Yeah. But I think, like you said, Akhmadaliev is no tin can in his own right. Extremely high level fighter. Yeah. One of the prides of his, I think he's from Uzbekistan or something. Yeah. One of the prides in boxing of that country. Mm-hmm. And Inoue pretty much made him look like just another fight. Yeah. Handled him, won pretty much near enough every round. Maybe Akhmadaliev took one, maybe two of those early rounds. Yeah. But it was a fairly coastal victory for Inoue. It was standard. He was using his speed, and I really like he does this thing where he has his hands down, he'll jab, move off the ankle, and land a straight uppercut. Yeah. It's just really beautiful to watch. It's so impressive. For a guy to move the way he does, but with the aggressiveness as well. Yeah, definitely. Really. It's the first full fight I've watched of Inoue. Okay, yeah. Although I've seen the highlights before, even though we didn't finish him, I was still wildly impressed by it because I knew that the way I'd seen Eddie Hearn talk about this guy that he was fighting, Eddie Hearn was he will beat Inoue, I promise you. I'm thinking, okay, he must really rate him if he's saying it being that confident. So, yeah, for real. The guy, extremely high level guy, and Inoue made him look like he wasn't that high level. Yeah. So yeah, no, really, really impressive from Inoue. Made a fan out with me that Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
The good thing about Naoya Inoue, he's still got some fights at super bantamweight. He's got Nakatani. And you know who else he's got? He's got Sam Goodman, who fought Nick Ball. Yeah. He's from that weight division. He's from super bantamweight and was supposed to fight Naoya Inoue before, but I think Goodman got injured and had to pull out of that fight. That fight could still be on the table. So I'd like to see Naoya Inoue fight both of those guys and then maybe move up to featherweight. Because at that point, if he beats Nakatani and beats Sam Goodman, then he would have cleaned out super bantamweight.
Genuinely, legitimately has nobody left to fight in that division.
Yeah.
And that probably will be what he does. I mean, obviously, he's not super young in Inoue. I think he's like 32 or 33. So like, it's not like he has so many years to move up so many weight classes. Like, he's cleaned out multiple weight classes. He's beaten so many big names. He's like 33-0, or something like that.
So. Obviously, the older he gets, the harder it's going to be to continue to make those weight classes. You're going to get bigger. You're going to get bigger.
Of course.
So maybe by the time he's 33, 34, he feels he can't make super bantamweight anymore. So he's going to have to go up to featherweight.
But I definitely feel he has the movement, speed, and of course power to fight at those higher weight classes than he's at right now. And you can see when he's landing on Akhmadaliev is feeling it. He's not marching forward as much as he was in those earlier rounds.
Definitely.
Where, there was one specific instance where Inoue landed like a really nice left hook around the guard. And it looked like Akhmadaliev was quite hurt from that. And, if he's going up weight classes and he keeps doing this to guys, like he could definitely make himself sort of the GOAT of those lower weight classes. Think
about it. He goes up to featherweight. Let's say he goes the WBC route. And he fights Stephen Fulton Jr., a guy who's already beat at super bantamweight for the WBC featherweight belt. Then he goes and fights who else? Then he can go and fight your boy Nick Ball at featherweight.
The main man, Nick Ball.
He could beat both of those guys. He's got two belts at featherweight already. Then he can fight your guy, the freak 6'1" at featherweight, Rafael Espinoza. At that point, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
So if I went 6'1",
even people talking about Crawford fighting Fundora. And I'm like, at that point,
that's cold though.
Does it really matter how good Crawford is? Like, the guy's 6'6". At that point, it doesn't really matter how good you are.
No,
the guy's just so big that it doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's
like these freaks need to be banned from boxing.
No, they can't be banned. You got to encourage it. That's why.
Or you got to force them to fight at a weight class that people are sort of their height.
So heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because
force Fundora to fight a heavyweight.
There's no. Even if he went up to light heavyweight, he'd be the tallest guy in the division.
Like what? Man is the same height as Anthony Joshua, but 100 pounds lighter. Yeah, that ain't right.
And
give him the super soldier serum or something.
Well, yeah, it should do.
Like, genuinely.
For real. They might.
Well, there's still so many fights for him. Inoue's beaten so many guys and there's still so many fights for him.
Yeah.
But at those lower weight classes, there's so many really high level guys.
Yeah.
Like, those lower weight classes are quite underrated. They put on really good fights.
They do, and again, we saw it at York Hall, innit?
Yeah.
We saw it at York Hall.
For real.
135 pounds, that man going to war.
War.
So yeah, you see the same thing at 122. If he goes to 126, to be fair, Stephen Fulton, he may be vacating his belt at featherweight because he's moving up again. He's moving up to super featherweight to fight Oshaki Foster for the super featherweight championship. So, anyway, he might move up. He might even be in a position to fight for a vacant world championship. Wins the WBC. Then, goes on to unify the WBA against Nick Ball. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I don't want to see him fight Nick Ball.
That'd be lit, bro. What? That'd be a lit fight. These guys would be going to war.
5'2", man.
Yeah. He's small. Inoue's what, 5'6"?
Yeah, that's quite significant, though. Well, Inoue would weigh him in, probably finish him.
Yeah, he probably would. But no, Nick Ball's undefeated at featherweight. He knocks out a lot of guys.
Put some respect on his name, innit?
Yeah, bro. Like when you're seeing Sam Goodman take those shots, bro, you think not a lot of men are taking those shots at those weight divisions.
Especially like I'm always sort of flabbergasted by the conditioning of these boxers because I'll see certain MMA fighters gassed in the second round.
Yeah.
Not heavyweights as well.
Yeah,
lightweights, featherweights, bantamweights, tired in the second round.
Yeah.
I get that it's 5-minute rounds, but still, you see these boxers, guys like Nick Ball, Sam Goodman in the 12th motherfucking round, going at it in the 12th round. And even like when we were at York Hall, seeing these guys in the 10th round, 11th round, 12th round, going at it.
Yeah, bro.
The conditioning of these boxers does just continue to blow me away.
Bro.
Like, really impressive. And yeah, boxing continues to take more interest from me.
Good. It's a great sport.
There's so much to take in as well.
Yeah.
Like so many weight classes, so many champions.
Facts.
Like I saw it as a negative at first, but now
I love it. That's the best thing about it.
I'm kind of seeing it as more of a positive now.
I always have seen it as a positive, still personally. But that's just me.
Because like in the MMA, you do get guys who are super high level for MMA.
Yeah.
Who never win titles, and then their legacies suffer because of it. And
yeah.
People don't remember how good they really were. People forget, man.
Facts.
But in boxing, like you'll have guys that are very good, not as good as the Inoues or the
Yeah.
Crawfords or the Canelos, but win world titles, maybe even in multiple weight classes.
Yeah.
And that sort of secures a legacy for them. And it tells you how good they really were.
Yeah. Because you could have a guy like Stephen Fulton Jr., who was a world champion at super bantamweight, world champion at featherweight, and now could go on to become a world champion at super featherweight. He'll be a three-weight world division champion. But then you could look at his resume and be like, well, he lost to Naoya Inoue.
But it's Naoya Inoue, though,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly. That's what
But
I'm
then
saying.
for me, that only furthers Inoue's legacy.
Yes.
The fact that he's beaten someone and who went on to win weight classes in multiple.
Yeah.
Went on to a world championship in multiple weight classes.
Exactly. 3 weight classes is crazy.
Like, Bob, the way boxing is I'm warming to it still. I'm definitely warming up to it.
But that's why you can't let Dana White in and ruin it.
Nah, he will ruin it as well.
Yeah.
He will fucking ruin boxing.
Yeah.
And I don't think what he wants to do for boxing, I don't think is possible. He wants to make the UFC of boxing. I genuinely don't think that is even possible. With what's in place in boxing right now, the commissions, all of the different promoters, the fighters, the agents, all of that, you're gonna need like 20 to 30 years to be able to accomplish that goal if you're really going hard on it.
Yeah.
Because all of these like commissioning bodies, they're not just gonna go away.
No. I mean, they're making their changes, to be fair. I know you see WBC were doing like a World Grand Prix. If you've seen that.
No,
like,
I haven't.
Yeah, bro. It's like, I mean, to be fair, they're all pretty much guys you've never heard of, but it's like an 80-man World Grand Prix at like these lower weight divisions. And you're getting these guys who are like, low-key, they're unknown, but they're in this opportunity. They could win this, and then who knows where they could go.
If you win a certain amount of fights in a row.
Do you know what I mean? In the WBC, because these will all be like fights that they like take into consideration, like they'll be ranking them. So like, if you get your way to like a top 5 in WBC, you could be fighting for the WBC world title soon.
Yeah, maybe it's a thing where, them trying to make the UFC of boxing might encourage these commissioning bodies to sort of improve and have some more dynamic ways of creating fights and different sort of cards and events. But for me, like being able to essentially eliminate all the commissioning bodies, bring all of the fighters under one banner, pretty much fuck off all the promoters as well. You'd be fucking off the Frank Warrens, the Eddie Hearns.
Yeah.
You'd be basically just telling them you're not even involved in boxing anymore.
Pretty much.
Unless you
work for us.
Them.
Yeah. They work for us as like matchmakers. Yeah.
But for me, so many people got so many stakes in boxing and the money that they make. Because undoubtedly these guys would make less money under that sort of umbrella.
Yes.
That sort of one company umbrella. And I think we're seeing in the UFC that, now the way Turkey's involved in boxing, it's become way less political, I feel. Like certain fights are getting made that you wouldn't see get made straight away. Yeah. And you're seeing fighters be more active. Of course you have guys like Tank who kind of just do whatever they want. Yeah. And like they don't really get any sort of punishment. Yeah. But I think boxing has been steadily improving. I
think for me, the governing bodies have got like a key role in boxing, I can't lie. Because look what happened with John Jones in the UFC. That would never happen in boxing.
No.
If he was a world champion
holding a title for over a year and a half and basically stalling the entire time, that would never happen.
They would have stripped him.
Like what they're doing with Usyk, they say, you give us a decision by this day, or we're stripping you, simple as that. Yeah,
and someone else will fight for our belt.
Because Dana White has pretty much total monopoly control. Exactly, it's all up to one man. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. But these commissioning bodies, there's so many people with different and overlapping interests that, people are going to put pressure on other people. This has to happen. But in the UFC, if Dana White doesn't want to strip John Jones, then it's not going to happen. Yeah. That's simple as that. Which means like... Doesn't matter how many fighters complain. Doesn't matter how much the fans complain. Doesn't matter how much people within the company complain. It's all up to him at the end of the day.
Which makes you think, though, how much of it really is a sport at that point.
That's why the UFC is getting to a point where, the rankings don't matter. No. You're getting these Bellator guys get top 10, top 5 ranked matchups on their debuts. For real. Like, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Yeah. Honestly. Like, I get that in boxing you can have a guy, like, move up in a weight class and maybe get an instant title shot or something like that. But none of it is without reasoning. No. And it's not like you have multiple titles in each weight class, so it's not like you're holding up a division, right?
No, exactly.
You're not holding up a division with it.
Yeah.
But the heavyweight division got held up for 2 years because of John Jones and Dana White. I wouldn't even say I would say because of Dana White.
Yeah.
I put more blame on Dana White.
Yeah, because
it's his decision.
It's
at
his
the end
decision.
Of the day.
Yeah,
I could have stripped John Jones like 5 months in and gone, you know what? Doesn't look like you want to fight.
Which is what these governing bodies in boxing do.
Yeah, which I do rate. Like even the way they're moving with Usyk, they're like, look, mate, like you're either injured or you're not. If you're not gonna fight Parker, like we're gonna take this belt off you. And Usyk would either say go on then, or all right, I'll fight Parker.
Yeah,
you're gonna have something happen.
Exactly.
But in the UFC, we get just so much nothingness.
Yep.
And then even like certain fights get made, and you're just like, what is even the point? Yeah. And you look at some of the UFC cards as well, like they're just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at this Sydney card right now. Co-main event, Junior Taffa.
Yeah, and the headline in the prelims is Justin Taffa, isn't it?
Yeah, like, are you taking the mick? Like, what the fuck is that?
I think Louis Sutherland, I think he's from the UK, though.
Yeah. He looks roided up, though.
Oh, is it?
He looks super roided up. His traps.
Where did he used to fight before? He's not. Is this his UFC debut?
Yeah. He's a heavyweight, obviously.
Yeah. Where did he used to fight?
I saw a couple pictures of him, bro. That guy has to be on roids. This picture.
Oh, right.
Look at him, bro. Look at those traps. That dude, LFL, whatever that is.
LFL, okay, that's where he used to
That
fight,
dude's on roids. That motherfucker's on roids.
That's cold.
10-3.
Yeah, that's cold.
What's he on, like? Little bit of a streak, I suppose.
Yeah, LFL is where he's been fighting. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he's fighting Justin Taffa.
Yeah,
I mean, all these heavyweights are bums at the end of the day. So
really and truly, isn't it?
Really, like heavyweight is such an awful division.
Yeah,
like it. Whenever, like I pretty much treat heavyweight fights the way I treat the women's fights.
Damn,
it's a shit break.
Yeah,
they're awful, all generally awful. The only heavyweight worth watching is Tom Aspinall, and he hasn't fought in like 2.5 years because of Dana White. Yeah, despite being completely healthy to fight the entire time. But this guy is somewhat of an interesting prospect. You know, he gained some hype off his last couple of fights. Round 1 stoppage in his last fight for the title, won the LFL title, which I'm going to assume is some sort of British promotion.
I think they're Dutch.
Levels fight. Oh, yeah, the Netherlands. I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And we also got one of Tom Aspinall's other guys who beat Tabora, innit? Ante Delio guy.
Okay.
Who beat Tabora in the first round. And when you see a guy who isn't a fat blob at heavyweight and has speed and sort of some fast twitch muscle fiber, you go like, yeah, man could be champ. Like, that's all it takes.
Yeah, for real.
These guys are so unskilled. Like, I even watch Aspinall fight. I'm like, he's not that skilled.
Yeah.
He's just way faster than everyone else and way better athletically. And has some good grappling skills.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing jiu-jitsu since like the age of 7 or something.
Yeah.
But even I watched Tom Aspinall striking and I'm like, if you were to box, if he was to go into a boxing ring with Filip Hrgović, Filip Hrgović is getting him out of there in a few rounds.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like, the way I watch boxing and go, look how high level these guys are compared to the guys in MMA.
Yeah, bro, been doing this.
That's why I'm getting more into boxing, because I watch MMA, I'm like, these guys are shit.
Yes, bro.
Like, you got a guy like Joshua Van, right?
Yeah.
Even at flyweight, which is supposed to be one of the most technically sound divisions in MMA, he started training MMA like 3 years ago.
It's crazy.
And he's getting a title shot at flyweight.
It's nuts.
That's insane. That would never happen in boxing.
No.
What, a guy starts training boxing 3 or 4 years ago and now he's getting a world title fight? It's not even possible.
No,
it's not even physically possible for that to happen. This is why I'm slowly rating MMA less. I still like it because the fights are so much more entertaining than boxing fights. Yeah. Like, a lot of the fights are so wild. Like that Diego Lopes and Jean Silva fight, you'll never get a fight like that in boxing, ever. No. Simply because of just the way it is and the skill level. It's almost because they don't have as much skill is why the fights are more
exactly. It's always been like that in MMA.
Yeah, because the guys are like, even you look back in the day, like that sort of mid 2000s, early 2010s. Like, a lot of these guys are not even full-time guys. They're just coming in here, warsing guys, and that's it.
Yeah,
they might have a wrestling background
for real. Yeah.
But no, like, in terms of that MMA versus boxing debate, I feel like there was a small stint in which MMA looked like it was going to become the main combat sport.
Yeah.
And then it just went to shit, and then Turkey got involved in boxing, and boxing started getting better.
Bro.
This is why, like, boxing is just slowly taking over for me.
Got to, man. Keep going to York Hall, innit?
For real. Yeah, hit up that again. When are they next back? Was it November?
November for Goodwin Boxing.
So a couple of months.
Yeah.
Definitely apply for those press passes, and I don't see why we wouldn't get in again.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially like you can tweet out like the video that we've made about that card. You know, you can tweet out.
No,
you know, we made a video about this. It was a great card. Steve Goodwin maybe sees it, likes it, sees the video, whatever. Yeah. Sees, okay, these guys have made some content about the card. Bro. Get us our press passes again. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next time we go there.
Definitely. I wonder if there's, I mean, of course, there's like York Hall versions, but for MMA.
MMA seems like way more bougie of a sport, though.
It feels like that, innit? But I don't know. I wonder if we'd be able to get press passes for some of them, like a Cage Warriors, if they were at the O2.
It's worth trying, right?
Okay, innit?
It's worth trying.
Or even like a who else was I thinking of? Yeah, I can't remember now. But Cage Warriors Academy, even the Cage Warriors Academy, like the amateur version of Cage Warriors, even getting it for that. They're like they have their events in like Colchester.
We can make a trip.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, especially if we get going in there for free.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's no reason why we wouldn't do that.
For real.
Sort out getting a day off. Yeah. Make a little trip out of it, make content out of it.
For real, G.
And you never know, maybe we make a video about one of these guys, 5 or 6 years' time, ranked in the UFC. We got a video about him when he was an amateur.
Facts.
You know, and even for the boxing as well. For the boxing, it's less likely because, like, as if you're going to make a video about someone when they're low level and then they become world level. Like, it's different in boxing. There's so many people in it. Yeah, it's hard to rise up those ranks. And MMA is so much easier. Yeah, because the skill level is so much worse.
Yeah, true.
That's a good debate though. MMA versus boxing, like skill level, entertainment. You know, I guess it depends what you like. You know,
always.
If you like purely entertaining, scrappy fights, then MMA's for you.
Yeah.
But you know, if you like seeing absolute best of the best, high skilled guys, chess game in the ring, then not to say that there aren't wars in boxing, because there are.
There definitely are. Yeah, definitely are.
But no, it's a big conversation to have.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely is. But what else been going on? Like, I can go on the X account.
Yeah, have a little look on the X account.
Okay, what's on the X account?
We can talk about this.
Oh yeah, your guy. Yeah, open casket.
I should have said this at the start of the podcast, but
yeah.
Shout out to Charlie Kirk, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the man Charlie Kirk, man. He didn't deserve what he got.
No one deserves that, man.
For like, cool, if you touched a kid or something, and you deserved that. But what was man's biggest crime? What? Offending a couple of people with his opinions. And also, we'll talk about the controversy around the supposed shooter and all of the supposed information they've released about that. That doesn't seem to really line up.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about Charlie Kirk and sort of why what happened, you know. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's like a right-wing sort of political commentator, I guess you call him.
Yeah.
He has these like events where he goes to colleges, he sits down, sets up his tent.
Yeah.
People come up to the microphone asking questions. Mostly it's soft left-wing people just trying to take digs at him. You see the odd person have an actual conversation with him.
Yeah.
But mostly it's just these because like we know with our good friend that went to university and became a total pansy.
Yes.
You know, when these guys go to college or university, they just become totally different leftist people.
Yeah,
because that's the narrative that those places push.
Yeah, like they get propagandized, didn't it?
For real. But essentially, it stopped recording.
No, let me check. No, I think it's still going. No, it's still going.
It's still going, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So essentially, that's what Charlie Kirk would do. He was like a right-wing sort of political commentator.
Yeah.
He was a religious man, believed in God a lot. You know, had a wife, had 2 children. And over, I think what's important to say as well, over the recent weeks, months, publicly he's stating his trust in Israel was diminishing more and more. You know, we don't want to say whether that, you know, we'll get on to what happened to him first, but more about the man himself.
Yeah.
You know, he said some stuff I didn't agree with. Some of the stuff he said I didn't agree with. Some of the stuff he said I did agree with. You know, I'm not somebody who's going to go, oh, I agreed with a couple of things you say, therefore I'm going to agree with everything you say. I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah.
You know, we're our own autonomous people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he would just go around talking to people. He had his show, podcast, whatever. a lot of people knew him, knew who he was, and generally was a harmless guy.
Yes. Yeah, he was. And I think, like you said, you captured it pretty well. You're saying, Charlie Kirk, he was a right-wing sort of Christian political commentator, and that's what he pushed in his content. Now, there's always going to be people that disagree with you.
Of course, no matter what you say, people.
Yeah, no matter what you say, there's going to be people that disagree with you. I think he could be at times seen by these people on the left, like these snowflakes on the left, like as quite divisive. Because of maybe the nature of how he delivered his content, delivered his messages, it'd be very blunt and to the point, and saying like, if you're whatever trans, you're, you know what I mean? I mean, talking facts.
Yeah, literally talking
facts. And you got to live by the sword, die by the sword. To be fair, and of course he did say it's worth it to have a few deaths by gun violence every year. So that's come back. But a game is the game at the end of the day. Like, it's America, you got to.
Yeah, no, of course. At this point, if they really did try and take the Americans' guns away, it would be a civil war.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that own guns and that believe in their, I think it's Fourth Amendment rights. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Whichever one it fucking is.
Yeah.
Believe in owning guns and being able to protect themselves, but which obviously he did believe in as well.
Yeah.
But was a fairly harmless guy and was, of course, assassinated on a college campus in America.
Yeah.
So much weird information come out about this, but like to assassinate someone simply for having an opinion you don't agree with, is that the kind of world we live in now?
Seems so. They tried to shoot Trump. They got Charlie Kirk. This is what it feels like. Like,
you have, and theoretically, you would think it would be the other way around, right?
You would.
The leftists disagree with the right, so the right become radicalized and try to take out the lefts. But it potentially seems to be the opposite way around, where the right seems to be the more calm people who are trying to get their points across in a calm way and try and get in the heads of these people who mostly aren't mentally sane.
No.
And try and tell them, not in an aggressive way, not in a condescending way, genuinely trying to have a conversation with them and help them. I've seen so many clips. Since he died, I've seen so many clips flooding my Instagram, my For You page of him. Seems like a generally all-round, like you said, a lot of the stuff he did say bluntly, so I can see why people might take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or maybe get offended by it.
And especially these people on the left, like, being whatever they are, that's like the whole identity.
Yeah, of course.
Like, if he's saying he doesn't rate trans people, and like you're a trans person, and that's pretty much all your life is, you're kind of violating their whole life, innit? That's why these guys, they probably found it so divisive. Obviously, you can't. The thing is with these people, like I said, it makes them the whole personality. They're not really almost capable of living another life as anything else other than, I'm just a transsexual or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's what these guys do, really. Yeah. They make that their entire personality, and that's all they talk about, and that's all they are. And that's why I think it's a lot of these people aren't right in the head, and as much as Charlie Kirk did try and get through to these people, I don't think he ever did, because
a lot of these people, they're not coming to him with an open mind.
No, they're coming to him just to take digs at him, and you know what I mean.
Like, they're not trying to have an actual conversation.
And you can always see with, like, obviously you see the way they look.
Yeah, you can tell straight away.
Nose piercings, green hair, woman looking with a male voice.
Yeah.
Like, you can sort of tell. But putting that aside, their body language as well and their attitude towards it. They were never there to have a civil conversation with most of these people. They're there to take digs at him, to say, oh, you're wrong, you're racist, you're dysphobic. But I never agreed with the word transphobic anyway, because I'm not scared of trans people. I just think they're mentally ill.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of them. Like, what is there to be scared of?
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing I'll be scared of them is that they touch my kids.
Yeah, for real.
Because whether they like it or not, trans people are sex offenders at a disproportionate rate. They kill themselves at a disproportionate rate. They commit violent crimes at a disproportionate rate. That's just facts.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Obviously, we're not here to just tell somebody, you ask me, if somebody's over the age of 18 and they want to be a tranny, that's their life choice. I'm not going to tell them they can't do it, because that's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
They're consenting adult. They can do whatever they want, right? I don't give a fuck. But as long as we can acknowledge the fact that they're not right in the head.
Yeah.
And, for Charlie Kirk having what I would think is a fairly standard opinion, has been assassinated.
So. Yeah, you think so.
And from what we've been told, the guy was like a 22-year-old college student or something. Apparently, he had a trans roommate, and apparently he was like on a center line to Charlie Kirk, way like over 200 yards away.
Yeah.
So apparently, this guy who doesn't really seem to have much experience with guns or whatever has hit a bullseye shot from over 200 yards away.
Yeah.
And then we also had that old guy.
It was my man. Yeah.
We had the old geezer who admitted to doing it right then and there. So all the attention went on him. They bagged him.
Yeah.
And then he basically said, "Oh no, I lied."
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Which allowed the guy to get away. But then the guy apparently what he did was he disassembled the gun on the roof after he took the shot.
Like in The Killer, innit?
Hid it around, put the gun barrel down his pants.
Okay.
Put the rest of the gun in his backpack, ran through the woods, reassembled the gun in the woods, and then threw the gun on the floor and got rid of it. Now, if you ask me, that doesn't really make sense. You're telling me the guy disassembled the gun on the roof, put the whole barrel down his leg, ran off the roof, ran away, got away scot-free, then went through the woods, reassembled the gun again, and threw it away where it was found. And then the guy turned himself in about a day later. Like, you know when things just don't add up.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Like, obviously,
for real.
Just to put it out there, myself and Seth would never ever kill ourselves.
Definitely.
We'd never ever have had suicidal thoughts. You know, as much as we don't like the world we live in and the people that we live around, we don't have these type of thoughts.
Yeah.
But something is just completely off about this.
Yeah.
And of course, the reason him even being killed in the first place is totally wrong. But I think he's pretty much been made a martyr.
Of course, that was always what was going to happen.
And if it was the other way around, if Charlie Kirk was a left-wing, coloured person, gay, trans, and he was doing exactly what Charlie Kirk was doing, but on the left side of it, and then he got assassinated, I'm sure America would be in total ruins now.
But why is it never like these black gay trannies get assassinated?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Why is it never them that get assassinated? Why is it always Caucasian males, isn't it?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure there's an answer for that.
See?
I think I just have to go back to my quote where I said, you can't go to war with yourself, innit?
Facts. You can't, bro.
But in my opinion, like, there's something really off about this. The way they've like, oh yeah, we got the guy, that's it now.
Yeah, for real.
Like, there's no more, we're not going to investigate. Oh yeah, he was just an extreme guy. He was just unhappy. He came here and killed him and that was it.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, that old guy was jokes though. Wasn't he saying like, shoot me?
Yeah.
He's jokes, bro. Especially when you find out after that he wasn't even him that done it.
It wasn't even him. And then there was something as well, jokes. Like a private jet took off 20 minutes after the shooting, turned off its air radar, air tracker in the air, and then turned it back on and then went to Israel. Which is fucking crazy.
Bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Like, obviously,
you can't be
it gets to the point where I am genuinely, like, scared.
Bro, you can't be talking about the Israeli government, G.
Well, I actually, like, as much as we joke and we feel like we have freedom of speech, we don't.
No, you don't.
Especially with the UK, the way the UK is going.
You've got it to a point. You've only got it until people start to listen, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Like, you can say what you want, like, if you're in your own house or whatever the fuck, but if you get a platform or you start going out publicly and start actually having a voice for yourself, then you don't have freedom of speech.
No, definitely not.
So as soon as when it matters, you don't have it. So you basically don't have it then.
No, I think we're seeing this in this country as well, where was it our beloved Prime Minister said, if you don't like the changes we make, the door is open.
It's crazy, bro.
Cunt. Fucking cunt. Like, I'm not going to say the things I said to you on our in private because they will bag me.
Yeah.
They will definitely arrest me.
Yeah.
But let's just say, like, the guy's a cunt, innit?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
I was, like, not a lot shocks me anymore, but, like, seeing the UK Prime Minister in 2025 say that.
You almost have, like, no rebuttal to it. Like, what can you say?
Literally.
Like, what am I meant to say?
You're literally like the most powerful guy in the country. You literally run the country.
And you're telling the citizens of this country that have lineage in this country, that were born here, if you don't like what we're doing, you can leave.
Yeah. Crazy.
When it really should be the other way around. You should say all of these people, I'm not going to say what religion or what race they are, all these people coming into the country and they want the country to be a certain way to suit their lifestyle, why will not tell those people to go away if they don't like it?
But it's almost like he's been given like too much power. If he feels that he can say that, he's clearly got too much power.
Definitely, no, 100%. Especially because, of course, we know for a fact you can go look at the research; it's all there. That he intentionally, when he was before he was prime minister, he was like, I can't remember what his role was. It was something to do with the courts or.
He was solicitor. He had like an official role. I think he was like the solicitor for the country.
Yeah, something like
prosecutor or something.
Crown prosecutor or something like that, right? He intentionally did not allow the release of the names and the race of a lot of these guys in the Pakistani rape gangs. Right. He didn't allow for this information to be released because he didn't want increase in Islamophobia in this country. That is wild. Yeah. That is insane. Like, what planet do we live on? That where I know people, white British people, that have been involved in political movements and have been arrested for what they've done, and their names and their race have been instantly released to the public without being proven guilty. These guys have been proven guilty. It's true. Been sentenced. Yeah. And you refuse to release their names and races because you don't want to increase Islamophobia. Even that guy in Wales, I think his name was Axel Rubicabana, the guy in Wales. He was like a choir boy or something. Right. He was like a Somalian refugee or something like that. Walked into a girls' dance class, stabbed like 8 girls. Yeah. And they didn't release his name and picture or his ethnicity because they didn't want increase in racism and Islamophobia now.
It's crazy.
My rebuttal would be, why? Why shouldn't there be racism towards people who are clearly can't integrate with your culture and are there to destroy it?
Don't you think of it like this? Like, them not doing it because they are of a certain race, that is racist.
That is racism in itself.
That's what I'm saying. Them trying not to be racist is they're showing themselves to be what they actually are, which is racist.
And the worst thing is, like, they're so close to getting it, but they're just on the complete other end of it. They're on the complete other side. If they took, like, instead of taking one step forward and getting it, they'd rather take 1,000 steps backwards and just be on completely other side. Like, it's almost like they get it, but they refuse to accept it. Like, I don't really know how to put it into words, but it's exactly like you said. Like, it's almost the fact they're trying to stop racism, but they're actually increasing it.
Yeah, by being racist themselves.
Like, it's insane. Like, genuinely, like the stuff I see online and the stuff I see in my own streets. Yeah. Like, I was growing up. I was never a political person,
bro. That you're gonna see this so much more. I'm telling you, you're gonna see so much more of like people our age and like continuing generations, bro. Deep how we grew up like non-political at all, bro. We grew up on like fucking COD and FIFA and Family Guy, bro.
Yeah, like, it genuinely hasn't been probably the last 3 or 4 years. I've really sort of delving myself into politics because growing up, I did not care. No. Like, the country seems to be in a decent enough state, you know.
But it's like Tim Dillon said it, right? He said, we're the first generation to like be propagandized and like not accept it.
Yeah.
Because previous generations, they could be propagandized, but at least they could get something out of it. At least they'd still have a stable job. At least they could still afford a house. But at least we're getting propagandized and we can't get any of the benefits.
Exactly. It's like, exactly like you said, you know, if you're getting propagandized, you can accept it because
you're getting something out of it. Your life's not that bad.
Your life's good.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're trying to propagandize us and also decreasing our quality of life, we're just not going to have it. No. And it's going to really get to a boiling point. You're seeing with the millions that were in central London on the march. You're seeing all of the protests outside the hotels. Yeah. And then you have our Prime Minister coming out and deeming them all far-right extremists, and we will not allow our flag to be ruined by far-right extremists.
Yeah.
What? Like, it's so crazy that I can't even sit here and analyze it and give you a proper thoughtful answer because it's so crazy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Like, I'm lost for words at some of the stuff that comes out of that man's mouth.
And it's such a like predictable situation, if I'm being honest. I said it at the time. I said that when Labour got into power, they were probably going to get into power, but I hope that they are able to actually do a good job, because if they don't, the country's going to get even worse. And then you're going to have stuff like this, where you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people going up to London, because really, that's how stuff has really changed.
Yeah.
Like, when stuff like that is how you come about serious change, not voting, not any of this other stuff. It's when large groups of people get together and force change.
Made yourself physically heard.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that Keir Starmer has essentially condemned millions of people and said that your actions are not right.
Yeah.
And for me, this is why it's going to come to a really, it's going to come to a boiling point that it should never come to.
Yeah.
We're going to see serious violence on the streets.
Yeah.
We're going to see war on the streets. We're going to see cultural wars as well because of this one man, pretty much. And obviously, most of the people, MPs and government, are to blame as well. Because they're not blameless. They also have their own element of responsibility and power.
Of course.
Well, of course, Keir Starmer, like you said, he's the most powerful man in the country. He runs the country. And when you have millions of people marching on the street saying, we don't want this, we don't agree with this, we want our country back, you're going to say, oh, no, all of you are wrong.
Yeah.
Nah, all of you are wrong. If you don't like it, you can leave.
For real, man.
I mean, you are alienating and disenfranchising so many people from their own home.
Yeah.
And it's going to come to a boiling point. Like we're seeing with these protests and marches, this is peaceful. Yeah. This is peaceful. And at that march where millions of people were, the percentage of arrests wasn't that high. Yeah. Barely anyone got arrested at that.
Yeah.
Which shows that it was extremely peaceful.
Yeah.
And you had the Islamic side going on social media saying, it's an anti-Muslim march, and if they see a Muslim person, they're going to attack them. Completely not true.
Yeah.
Absolutely not true.
Yeah.
All the people in that march just want what's right for their country.
Yeah.
And even the people putting flags up and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's very peaceful right now, but if this continues, if Keir Starmer keeps acting the way he does, and he's in power for quite a bit long, he's got a bit left on his term, isn't he?
Yeah.
Got a couple years left.
At least, yeah.
So,
well, that's the thing in the UK, there's no fixed terms.
Yeah. So he could just...
He could, but typically, history shows it's normally every 4 to 5 years they do another election.
Yeah.
But yeah. At
least even like you said, voting, that's not going to make real change.
Because the thing is, realistically, what's going to happen, even with voting? You either vote to keep Keir in, maybe you vote in a Conservative, or maybe, to be fair, maybe you vote in Nigel Farage. But I'll be honest, the way our political system is, even if you got a Nigel Farage in, I think it'd just be like basically how Donald Trump's second run is going.
Clearly bending over to certain people.
Because you have to.
You have to. There is no... like I'm out for myself and I'm going to become prime minister. Like, no, you have to please certain people within to get certain support.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Exactly.
You're never going to get there without the support of the majority of people in that.
Yeah.
In Parliament.
And these are the same people. These
are the same people that are under Keir Starmer right now.
So certain things can never change. As long as the system's like that, certain things can never change, which is why the only way to really get change is not through voting.
Yeah, it's to force it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a shame because this shouldn't happen, but...
It was crazy. How did the UK get to this point, G? Because the way we're talking about politics in the UK is like probably how people in like these mad countries like Afghanistan talk about politics.
Because like in countries that are run well, like Poland, you don't get marches on the streets. No. You don't get none of this stuff because they know they look after the people of their country that contribute to their country and that built the country. But this country doesn't. This country just wants to help everyone else and then piss off its own nationals. And it's not about colour of skin. No. It's not about heritage. It's about, are you for this country? Do you want the best for this country?
Yeah.
And if you want the best for this country for everybody that's in it, then for me, like you're pro UK, you're pro England. You want what's best for the country. But I look at a guy like Keir Starmer, I'm like, you're anti UK. Yeah. You don't like the people that are in this country.
Yeah.
And it all leads back to Israel at the end of the day because there's videos of him saying, I'm a Zionist, I've got family in Israel. Yeah. As we know, Israelis, Jewish people, don't see themselves as white.
Yeah.
So for me, it makes sense that Starmer doesn't like white people, doesn't like white English people.
Well, he kicked out Jeremy Corbyn because he was based against Jews.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's going to ethnically cleanse white people in England. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to say he will.
Yeah.
But when a guy says, yes, I'm a Zionist and I got family in Israel, and then in their holy book, it literally says, anyone that isn't a Jew, you can basically kill them or you can lie to them.
Yeah.
That's what it says in their holy book. You're allowed to lie to somebody who isn't a Jew.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I always switch back and forth to which is more of a major issue, the like Islamic or the Jewish. But for me, like, they're both issues. But one is just more important to the other for certain countries.
Yes. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I mean, like you said, it doesn't really matter about all that. Because if you can get millions of people on the streets, if you can get these protests going, then they're gonna it's gonna have to be changed. There's gonna have to be change. Otherwise, we're gonna have cultural and civil wars on the streets. You're not gonna be able to leave your house. Like, you leave your house, if somebody of a certain ilk sees you, they're gonna attack you. That's how it is. And it's like, we need to get out of it soon because it's gonna kick off. And that's honestly, like, the last few days I've really been thinking hard. I really think I just need to stop rassing it, stop spending money on things I don't need, save up, get out of here.
Out of here? How do you mean?
Out of the UK.
Okay,
because I don't want to be walk out to my street and it to be a war zone. That's what it's going to end up as in a couple of years.
It will.
Especially if the next referendum comes around. Or the next voting time comes around.
Election,
Next election comes around, and then it doesn't really get better. Nothing seems to improve. No. And especially if it keeps going the way it is, Yeah, I need to get out of it, man.
Where do you reckon?
Thing is, nowhere is really, like, 100% safe, but probably somewhere with a language that I could learn easily. Or maybe like Spain.
Okay. Yeah.
I could just bake off out there. Rass it.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Spanish is easy enough to learn. I'm not like other people that would go to a country, refuse to learn their language, refuse to embrace their culture, and just do what you want. If I went to live in a different country, I'd embrace their culture, I'd learn their language, and I'd try to integrate myself in their community.
Yeah.
But this country is... it's if we keep having all of these marches and all these protests, and keep having the government condemn these marches and protests, what's it going to come to? What is it going to come to?
Yeah, going to get to a boiling point where we're going to reach the point of no return.
And I don't want that for this country. I don't want that to happen. Like, I want there to be different cultural people in this country that are a community and work together, and we can all live together. I don't want it to be only English people in this country. Like, no. Like, it is good to have some level of diversity in different cultures. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point. It definitely gets to a point. Like, I could talk forever about this because it just irritates me. I don't even love this country that much.
For real.
I don't. I've never loved this country that much.
For real.
But it's just when you feel alienated from your own home, like, it's like, where do I belong?
Yeah, makes you think, innit? Makes you think about these things. And Spain would be a shout because
they love English people over there. There's enough English people living over in Spain.
It's true. Yeah, they are.
Nice weather all year round, brass it. There's stuff to do. Yeah. Give me a couple of years, I'll be out there, mate.
I hear it. What are you do? Just gonna plan to save bears, or?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Why not, bro? Loki, just retire from Rarsnip for a bit. Lock in.
Bro, lock in.
Save bears, copper, what? Like one of those yards out there.
Hop sighting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy a business or something, I don't know.
You get a little calf out there, innit? Living the dream at that point.
Got to, man.
Just have live pods from the shop every day.
Facts.
That'd be cold, though. Feel like a fucking attraction at that point, innit?
Yeah. We just call it the Lonely Stoner Podcast Shop, innit?
Yeah, facts. We'll have bare papers in that there. Bare different cones.
Facts. Bare cones.
Cold, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be the gimmick, though. That'd be the like what people would go there for, like the longest cones. Because if anything, we know a good cone still.
Yeah. Get that tight.
Yeah, facts. When man's saying red, yellow, blue.
Yeah, red, yellow, blue, pink. I don't care, man.
Yeah, facts. I can feel it though. No, how you feel about Spain is pretty much how I feel about Thailand, but there's a bit of a war zone there. But if that gets resolved, then it's all right.
Yeah, that was looking like a decent shout, but
especially because Thailand is so cheap there as well.
Yeah, but it's the thing for me where their culture's so alien. I'm not sure if I'd be able to settle in there. It would be mad cheap to live there, but
I don't think it's that different.
I don't know.
Because like Thailand, there's bare rich people in Thailand still.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems a bit different, isn't it? Obviously, I probably would go out there first.
Yeah.
See what it said. But obviously, now you can't really go out there.
Yeah.
Because they're in a war, but.
Well, my boy wants to do that. He wants to book a ticket, like a one-way ticket to Thailand.
Or just get there and see what happens.
Yeah. No, what I would try and see if I can rent like an apartment there for like a month. Because the most expensive thing would be the flights.
Yeah.
Because it's such a long flight. That'd be the most expensive thing. But paying for like accommodation once you're there and food once you're there, bare cheap. I don't know what the bud price is, probably like normal. But whatever. You know?
Is what it is, isn't it?
For real. What are you saying? Oh, yeah, about AJ, yeah. Can't create new stars. Facts.
No, they can't, though.
Of course.
Like, if you look at all the best stars in WWE,
yeah,
they're all just old as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, who's their biggest star under even 35?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't think.
35 is not young.
I can't think of anyone.
You got what? Roman Reigns is 40. Seth Rollins is 40. CM Punk is 46.
Mad.
John Cena's around 45, 46.
Yeah, it's mad.
Randy Orton's like nearly pushing 50. AJ Styles is pushing 50.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when all these guys just fuck off?
Just keep bringing them back, innit?
Just keep doing it, innit?
Yeah.
Like, AJ Lee will still hold it, though.
Yeah.
Like, she don't look that much older than she did when she cut, still.
In the face, you can tell.
You can tell, yeah. But she's like 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Considering, like, that's probably the time where you really notice somebody aging from 30 to 40.
Definitely.
Yeah. She's in good nick as well.
Yeah.
Definitely would hold it.
Got to, man.
Well, even like, it's just in WWE, it's just the same old stars, isn't it?
Yeah, for real. Always, man.
Well, I guess you got Dominic Mysterio, who's quite young.
Yeah.
A couple of the few, like Liv Morgan's quite young. Rhea Ripley's quite young.
Yeah.
Even then, like the female division had such a revolution over time.
Yeah.
That of course you're gonna create new stars in the women's division because the division itself is just so different.
Yeah.
To what it was. But like literally all of the top male wrestlers are all super old.
Yeah, they are.
Like their best star under 35 is probably Ron Breakker, maybe.
Mm.
He's quite young. He's like 28 or 27.
Yeah.
WWE is just going full money mode.
Got to. Looks like an industry plant, innit?
Like Triple H.
Yeah, looks like such an industry plant. He is, though.
Nah, if you deep it, though, like, was man ever really that cold at anything? Like, man was never that cold in the ring. I don't think he was ever that cold of a promo.
That's what people saying, it.
We had what they call it, the Reign of Terror.
Yeah,
Triple H's Reign of Terror. Held how many world titles for however many years?
Yeah, it's mad.
Barely let anyone ever beat him.
True. It's all true.
Fair enough, innit? Right.
Yeah, facts. A good prediction, innit?
Easy money for Kaio.
Aged well.
No, Mammoth is good, man.
No, he is.
But he lost to Strickland.
Did he?
Yeah.
Mad.
That's why when you lose to Strickland, it's like you can never be that good in my eyes.
Yeah.
Even if you become champ.
It's true. Yeah.
But to be fair, if man beat Hamza, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I guess it doesn't really matter, innit? You're going to get certain cold ratings.
Look at crazy player build. Facts.
I would chop a thing like that, though.
Yeah, of course.
Bare, fat, droopy tits, but no back.
Jesus.
Like, you got to for the culture.
You got to. It's facts. It's facts.
He's going through the X page right now.
Facts.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, well, 1K views, bro. The reply got even more. The reply's on you click on the post, the original post, and then go to can you see my comments there? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's too. Oh, there it is.
Where man?
16K. Right.
Oh yeah, I ain't got a VPN.
Yeah, hear it. Yeah. Yeah, you're missing out a key player there. What are you talking about?
Nah, Sarah J is a dead thing, man.
Yeah, it got some fat nose, isn't
She's a dead thing.
Some little Jew nose.
I'll stand on that. She's dead. I don't know who my Mount Rushmore would be still.
I don't know.
Of porn actresses.
Yeah. That would be mad.
Well, who would yours be?
Off the top of my head, I don't even know off the top of my head, bro.
You don't want to expose yourself.
Yeah, I can't be doing all that, bro.
Some S-level gooner, innit?
S tier guy. Yeah, here we go. What's that? Canelo.
This is Charlo.
Yeah, but this is the smaller Charlo. This is the Charlo who was world champion at 154. He went up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo. There is another Charlo who's his older brother who's undefeated at 168.
And their first names are mad similar as well.
Yeah.
It's like Shamel and Jamel.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, my parents who do that. They're rough, man.
For real.
Bomba.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, easily win the big three with them three, yo. As the NBA young boy, bang, that's a beast, isn't it?
If there was any rapper I was going to cry to, though,
Bro.
would be NBA young boy.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
Crazy speed from Benavides.
Yeah. This is probably dead to listen to, though.
Yeah, no, how long have we been going for?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, no, we can
lock it off. Yeah. But yeah, another episode of the Lonely Stunner podcast in the bag. I've been Seth.
I've been Evan.
We're out.
Peace.
Cool.